Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my ACC predictions. So I actually had this already done, but I realized something. In multiple different occasions, I think on a specific Big 12 team, uh, I believe I glossed over it. And let's go ahead and look for it. For some reason, I completely glossed over the fact that Clemson plays South Carolina at the end of the year, and I just wrote it off as a regular game. I don't know. Okay, no, it looks like I fixed it for South Carolina. Oh no, see, it was a part of my ACC video. I did it twice. I completely did it twice. I just wrote them off. Like, I don't know what was going through my head. I completely wrote South Carolina off. Also, if my mic sounds weird, it's because I'm holding it now. It's like a legit microphone, one that you would like hold up on a stage and talk into. Normally it's on a stand. Stand decided to die, so it has been retired, and now I'm holding it. So hopefully I will be more clear throughout these videos. It's probably just better that I did this anyways for these videos, but now that the stand is officially out of business, hopefully it's better. But let's get into our ACC predictions, or my ACC predictions, because I doubt a soul is going to agree with me on anything I say. But let's get into this, starting with SMU, a team that was really good last year. It's just unfortunate that they had to play at Penn State in the college football playoff. There's really nothing you can do about that, like going into Penn State for a college football playoff game, unless Penn State is like not that good of a, or like they made it but they're like a 11 seed. Well, then they wouldn't even get the home field, so it wouldn't even be possible. Maybe they were just a super fraudulent team, or they won a game where their quarterback got hurt, but they had enough of a lead. So something like that. I don't know. You're never going to go into a Penn State stadium in a college football playoff game and have a nice environment, to say the least. SMU already struggled a lot in the ACC championship against Clemson. They let themselves just get steamrolled before they decided to start putting a comeback together. They said, I understand it now. Put together a giant comeback. Special teams blew up and let a giant kickoff return, and then a field goal to lose it. And then SMU went into the college football playoff game and forgot everything they learned from playing under the big lights of the ACC championship game, and they got put on their butt by Penn State and dropped out. But SMU returning their quarterback, losing their starting running back, that's a question mark. That's an area of concern. But the head coach of SMU is doing a fabulous job. First year in the Power Four, he goes a 1-loss or a 2-loss record, making an ACC championship and a college football playoff appearance. I mean, you got to give it to SMU, man. They had a great season, truly special. I do think I think SMU will be a really good football team again. And they don't really have a nice schedule for it. They have a lot of tough games. They've got 2 tough games against Big 12 teams that I do have them winning. They have a tough one here hosting their first conference opponent, Syracuse. Syracuse is going to be an interesting team. They have a really hard schedule, though. Going into SMU, I think SMU is ready for this season. They want to erase last season. They want to forget it. They want to do better this season. SMU over Stanford, but Clemson on the road. Clemson, again, they're improving as well a lot, returning the most product of any team in college football. Also, the Heisman favorite, Cade Klubnik. Clemson is going to be a good football team. You best believe this will be a sold-out stadium. I do think SMU will play good, but I think Clemson's got it. SMU over Wake Forest, and then hosting Miami, I've got SMU. And then the rest of the schedule is kind of easy. They get to host Louisville. I'm not too sure Louisville is going to be any good. They lose their quarterback, and even then they were all right. They were all right. Let's see who their quarterback even is. But in the meantime, SMU, I've got them going 11-1 with, hold on, very interesting. Pause. Miller Moss is the quarterback of Louisville now. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, hold on. That changes things. I do think SMU still got this one, but not. Thank goodness I looked that up. Otherwise, I would have glossed over Louisville since they lose their quarterback, but they get a new one. That's very interesting. Miller Moss was a pretty good quarterback last year. The whole situation with USC and their quarterback, I just don't think it was Miller Moss's fault, really. I don't think he was at fault, but he's heading over to Louisville. Louisville, I think, had a really good receiver. I don't know if he went to the – oh, actually, I think he did get drafted. Whatever. I don't know too much about Louisville, but Miller Moss is a quarterback with a lot of potential, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. SMU, 11-1. Very tough schedule, but a lot of happy home games. With their toughest road games being Clemson and TCU, obviously. They snagged that one against TCU on the road. This will be a pretty good SMU team, in my opinion. I think they'll be good. Let's do Clemson next. And this is literally why I'm redoing the ACC video entirely. I was actually setting up to do the SEC, and I just was like looking at it, and I was like, okay, why do I have Clemson over South Carolina? And then I was like, oh my God, I don't even think I knew I did that in the whole video, and I'm going to look stupid. So I'm redoing it, as well as it's Virginia Tech versus South Carolina, completely glossed over it. Yeah, so let's this is a great first game of the year. Let me tell you, LSU, this is also this is what inspired me to come home after my long-ass shift and make a video instantly, was because I was thinking about LSU and how they've been such a good football program, but they just can't get over the first game. They keep on losing the first game of the year, and that was kind of what inspired me to just get on with it, because a lot of the time it takes inspiration for me to make these videos, because they're not easy. I'm sitting here talking for a good 30 to 45 minutes about football. It's a long-ass time to be sitting in a spot talking about football, but I also like it. That's why I do it. It just takes some motivation to get my ass sat and do it. That's all. So this was something that pushed me to motivation, because I was like, I wonder if they even have that tough first game. And oh, yeah, they have that tough first game. And from what I looked up, this game is at Clemson. No neutral site. This is at Clemson. I'm taking Clemson over LSU here. Fabulous first game. 2019 championship rematch. Really cool stuff here. Really cool matchup, but I think Clemson's got it. And also two Heisman quarterbacks. I think same thing as 2019. I believe Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, that's his name. I believe he was still the quarterback, and Joe Burrow was obviously the quarterback of LSU at that point. I believe Trevor Lawrence was still the quarterback, but maybe not. I'm going to assume he was. So it's kind of the same thing here. I mean, except in the gap of what's it called? Trevor Lawrence to Cade Klubnik, you had DJ Uyagandele, like, okay, for sure. And in the gap of LSU, or of Joe Burrow to Garrett Nussmeier, or however you say, you had Jaden frickin' Daniels, so it's different there. But still, now both these quarterbacks are huge Heisman potential, great quarterbacks as well. This will be a great first matchup. I'm kind of yapping in tongues right now. Sorry about that. But bang. And then for some reason, third game of the year, rather than, like, there's 4 non-conferences. I understand that they have South Carolina at the end of the year, but why is Furman down here? Who knows? I'm taking Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech does lose a really good wide receiver to the transfer portal, but they get Haynes King back, at least I'm like 99.9% certain. But they just have a really good head coach over there, a guy who completely brought the program around. Georgia Tech finished off like either 4 or 5 losses last year, and that was with a 9 overtime loss against their rival, who has kind of dominated them for a while, Georgia. And a lot of other great games, like they beat Miami. They were just a team with a lot of fight, and there was the reason they lost any games for that time period was because Haynes King got hurt, and they were kind of questioning, or I don't remember there was like some sort of issue with the quarterback spot. I think Haynes King got hurt, but I also feel like somewhere it could have been he got benched because he wasn't playing good. But then he found his footing, and he truly just turned Georgia Tech into a scary-ass football team. I think they've got something brewing over there at Georgia Tech, and considering it's the third game of the year, and it's really like the first big home game of the year for Georgia Tech, I think the fans are going to be there. It's going to be a big game. I think Georgia Tech is going to take that in an early upset. But it doesn't determine how the rest of the season goes for Clemson, because then they bounce back with win, 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 win. Oh, shit. Win. I'll say win, but loss here. 10-2. Maybe ACC championship. I don't remember the other teams. I'd have to look again. But Clemson also has a pretty tough schedule here. You got Georgia Tech, SMU, Louisville, South Carolina, but more importantly, what I want to talk about, obviously LSU, I didn't even say them. More importantly, something that I really want to talk about in this video, Florida State. Florida State is not to be slept on. Florida State pulled a remarkable collapse and went 2-10 because DJ Uiagalelei is horrible. Let's talk about Florida State now. That's right. Mike Norvell, ladies and gentlemen, is a fabulous head coach. People are going to – he is stained right now with this burden of 2-10. But Florida State, with Mike Norvell in like his first year, they were not good. And how quickly did he turn around his program? 2 years. 9-3. And then undefeated until their Georgia game that we all know what happened there. But, again, a lot of people opted to sit out of that one, so I wouldn't say that one counts. But it took them 2 years to go undefeated pretty much. Kind of got snubbed. Also, their quarterback got hurt on a run call for some reason against a team called North Alabama. I don't even know why your starting quarterback is playing. But he got hurt. He has retired from the NFL, actually, because his injury was just so detrimental, and he also got picked up by the Jets. But Mike Norvell is a great coach. He is recruiting in the state of Florida. He is Florida State. This is a program that it does not take a lot for people to choose to come to Florida State. It's a big college. It's a household college football name. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows the tomahawk chop. It's one of the greatest. Mike Norvell is cooking behind the scenes. Don't y'all forget. They're bouncing back in 1 year. Mark my words. Boom, 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 boom. And then a big rivalry here after starting off with an unbelievable home game upset against the Bama. After an unbelievable home game upset, Florida State is now in the top 25, like maybe number 14 or something. They get to host Miami. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Loss to Clemson. Win, win, loss to their rivals, Florida. Of the teams here to have an easier schedule, Florida State is one of the teams that is, I wouldn't even say supposed to be necessarily good, but in my eyes, supposed to be good. They have an easier schedule. 4 hardest games: Bama, Miami, Clemson, Florida. That's it. And they lose two of the 4. They split the series. And they started off with it just an agile new football team itching to play the Crimson Tide, who is probably going to be preseason ranked number, they're going to be like preseason ranked number 3 or something. But you might be like, how can you even say this with this confidence? How can you just say Florida State is going to be good because Mike Norvell is a good head coach? You don't even know. I do know. They have a stud at quarterback. Had some issues with Boston College, had some bad issues, got benched, and then decided to leave the team. Kind of controversial. A lot of people forget about him. Tommy Castellanos, however you say it. We'll just call him Tommy. He was fabulous at Boston College, a great young player. He took Boston College from the ground up. He got them to a ranking temporarily. He was bringing them to a good team, but then internal issues happened. He got benched, and Boston College fell off the face of the planet. They kind of collapsed. Boston College is not the same without this guy. You bring a player who can single-handedly change the course of a team's season like he was with Boston College. You get him out of the hostile environment that he was in and a new start with Florida State and a great head coach at Mike Norvell. And honestly, just an overall potentially way better team around him now that the recruiting and the training that they've gone through. I feel like there is a huge Tommy Castellanos breakout for Florida State. Something is brewing here, y'all. Don't y'all forget, this is the same way Jordan Travis started. I think he's going to be a great quarterback here at Florida State, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. Call me crazy. Georgia Tech. Let's do Georgia Tech next. Starting off with 3 wins, and then they've got a lot of easier games. They start off 6-0. All right. Florida State starts off, what's that, 7-0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-0 before losing their first one to Clemson and then losing another one. And not in the ACC championship because Clemson's only loss in the conference is to Georgia Tech, but they beat SMU and Florida State, so they're automatically in. But SMU's only loss is to Clemson, and since Florida State doesn't finish against Florida, they are out. They're out because of record. So Georgia Tech, I do think this Georgia Tech team is going to be good, but their beautiful, wonderful little season is going to come to a crashing, burning close. Not really. 9-3 is still a really good record for Georgia Tech, but they've got it tough. I mean, they've got a tough schedule. You got at the road against Colorado. I just don't think Colorado is going to be good. I'm not too worried about that game. If Colorado wins that, great for them. But you get to host Clemson. That's going to be a tough one, but I just think that's a momentum game. The air, there's something in the air. There's something in the Georgia Tech Gatorade bottles. There's something in it that is giving them the spirit in that game. And then as they're just trucking along through the season, like scary close game against Wake Forest, Virginia Tech as well, and then they just drop one to Duke in the transfer quarterback from Tulane, and then they lose against Syracuse in their home stadiums. Georgia Tech lost last year to Syracuse as well. That was my only perfect prediction. Syracuse gets it done again this year. They've got it brewing over there. They do lose Kyle McCord, but I'm sure that the team around them is – I don't think they're going anywhere. Their head coach is he's a funny guy. I like him. After their upset win over Miami. That was pretty funny. But it says here, Syracuse's starting quarterback for 2025 season is Ricky Collins, transfer from LSU. He secured the starting position after a competition with other quarterbacks, including Michael Johnson Jr. and Jakari Williams. Don't know who those people are, but a transfer quarterback from LSU. A transfer quarterback from LSU. This is fucking hilarious that I'm looking at. Kyle McCord, 2024 football roster, and it is just not Kyle McCord. Kyle McCord is white as hell, and this is just not a white guy, bro. What are we talking about, guys? Get your shit fixed. But any quarterback transfer from LSU, there's just massive potential. And yeah, Kyle McCord left the franchise or left the program in a good spot. I think Syracuse is cooking as well. And NC State is, I think they're going to be in the gutter, one of the worst teams in the ACC because they disappointed me a lot last season, and I just don't see them improving. Boston College as well, after the problems with Tommy Castellanos, they just don't look like they've got a future. Pitt improving, but still struggling. They weren't really that good last year, but they should improve if they kept the same quarterback. And then Georgia, I just think that defense, man. I just think that defense. There is a world in which this happens. I'm sorry for the long pause. Frick it! I really want to pick this. I've been wanting to pick this. I think I picked it last year. I can't remember. Oh, I don't think I ever ended up posting it. I think I recorded it, but I don't think I posted it. But I want to pick. Man, I want to pick. I'm going to do it. Fuck it, man. We got to get a little crazy. We got to get a little crazy. There's a lot of teams in the ACC this year with a lot of potential. Got to give them credit for that. Fuck it. Georgia Tech, 10-2. No ACC championship, but potentially a college football playoff berth. Duke, win, loss, win over their former team, his former team, Tulane. Win, loss, win, loss, win, win, win. Yes. UConn was not horrible last year. There's potential that this team is cooking. So I don't know a damn thing about this team, but I think they went into a bowl game against North Carolina. But they made a bowl game. They were a pretty good record. Maybe they're cooking over there, and this is their big win. UConn takes the win over there. It's crazy how much like UConn is shit in football, but they're great in basketball. Alrighty, let's see here. Who should we do next? Syracuse, yes. Oh, that's I'm sorry, Syracuse. You can't have them all. Oh, man. Yeah, oh, my gosh. Yeah, dude. Syracuse is probably going to be a good team, but this schedule is fucking ridiculous. Tennessee, Clemson, SMU, Georgia Tech, Miami, Notre Dame, 6 of their 12 games are going to be against teams in the top 25 and probably very highly ranked teams in the top 25. That maybe not Tennessee. Tennessee might not be super highly ranked. You know what? Actually, you can win them all. Syracuse. Actually, Tennessee gets a quarterback transfer from Appalachian State, but who gives a gaff, bruh? Who gives a damn? Give me the orange. Yeah, give me the goddamn orange there. Got to give the orange some love. Miami. Carson Beck transferring. He wasn't that good last year. Oh, I'll come back to that one. That's also a toughie. Okay. Fuck it. Fuck it. DJ Lagway, man. DJ Lagway, potential. A lot of potential. Miami falls to the Florida schools. It's a tragedy once again in Miami. Y'all had Cam Ward, but Carson Beck is not the answer. He is just not the answer, man. He was playing on one of the greatest. He was on one of the greatest Georgia teams. He is not the answer, man. He's just not. Let's see. Who else? Pitt. Yes, Pittsburgh. Win, win, lose, win, 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 lose. 6-6. Yeah, they've also got a tough schedule. I don't see him beating Louisville. Pitt might be a close game. They fall to Louisville in a close one. But at Florida State, at Syracuse, the final 3 games of the year are just brutal. Yeah, it's a tough season for Pitt. It's a tough season. I don't see how they can compete with that. Louisville, okay, they get 3 easy non-conferences. Oh, and 4 easy non-conferences. Kentucky's probably going to be one of the worst teams in the SEC. Sorry to that YouTuber who does the college football videos. I used to watch him a lot, but sorry, buddy. Kentucky ain't it this year. You know what? Let's have them go 9-3. But just one of those teams that takes advantage of their bad schedule. They win the games that they need to be winning, but lose the ones that they are going to struggle in just showing that they're really like not actually that good. Their schedule is just easy. There's always a team like that every year. North Carolina's got some work to do. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't see y'all going I don't see in Bill Belichick's first year, I don't see you guys going better than 6-6. North Carolina's time is up. It is expired. Virginia, this was a team I was high on last year, and they sold. Okay. Am I a psychopath for this? This is an easy schedule. Is it not? Virginia. I mean, these are all. Their first 4 games are so winnable, and then they lose to Florida State and to Louisville. But then, I mean, Washington State, North Carolina, Cal lost Fernando Mendoza and Jaden Ott. Both their 2 best offensive producers are gone, and they really weren't even that good with them. Wake Forest, Sam Darnold. No, not Sam Darnold. Fuck. Sam Hartman. His days are gone, bro. Long gone. Wake Forest is falling back to poop. And then Virginia Tech. You know, all right, how about I give it to Virginia Tech at the end of the year to be more realistic. 8-4, though. Very easy schedule. Let's see Virginia Tech. See, this was one of the things I instantly selected that. No, that's just not the case, bro. A team I had a lot of faith in last year. They just didn't live up. 6-6 seems about right for them. But then they prove the fact that Virginia has a really easy schedule too, and they win there. Let's see. Is anybody else? Yes, NC State. You all are in the gutter. Boom. Yeah. Win over frickin'. Because I have East Carolina beating NC State, but I also have them beating, like, BYU. I think, right? Yeah, I've got them beating BYU, so I got to go all in on them. Is that all? Nope, here's Boston College. Two and 10, baby. No, I'll give Boston College the one over to UConn. That'll be like UConn's upset over Duke will be like a big time upset. But let's do Notre Dame because they kind of count as ACC. They're a part of the ACC in like every other freaking sport. So win over A&M. They're just no. Ooh. Okay. Let's go boom and boom. How about that? I just don't see Notre Dame running the table. I just don't see it. I'm not sure who their quarterback is. I'm sure they've got someone, though. They were a great team last year, but I'm just not too sure they're like that again. Notre Dame quarterback. Let's see. Oh, Steve Angeli. Oh, no, he transferred to – oh, wait, this is for, let's see, 2025. Wait. Oh, it said fucking Riley Leonard. I was like, what? I don't know. It says wide open competition. CJ Carr and Kenny Minchie following Stephen Jelly's transfer. Wait, where did it say? Oh, my God. Stephen Jelly transferred to Syracuse. Oh. Maybe that was last season, though. I don't know. Yeah, there's no true answer of who Notre Dame's quarterback is going to be. If anything's going to be nice to them, it's going to be the team around them. But that Arkansas home game is going to be a hot one. It's going to be hot. And you best believe those Razorbacks, they weren't horrible last year, but I wouldn't say they were like extremely good. They did take down Tennessee in a really bad performance by Tennessee, But I would say they can win this. It's going to be super hot. It's going to be a big game, and then USC's cooking. USC's cooking up something. They've got a really experienced head coach. I wouldn't say good because he just hasn't really gotten it done. Well, I mean, he is good, but he's not like fantastic. A 4-8 for Stanford. That sounds about right. I'm literally just flying through these now because who knows? Wake Forest 0-8. Boom, boom. Oregon State's winning there. Okay, 3 easy non-conference games. Telling you they did that on purpose. They did that on purpose because they saw how bad their team was and how bad everything was. They're like, all right, yeah, schedule the Peach Fuzz. I know you're down here somewhere. I know you're down here. There you are. You're in the gutter. Yeah, you're in the gutter, buddy. Should I do it? Let's fucking do it. Let's do it. Yeah, that's right. You guys are horrible. Yeah, honestly, Cal, they kind of just wasted their Fernando Mendoza, Jaden Ott time. That comeback that Miami pulled on them, that was the nail in the coffin. I had a lot of hope for this Cal team last year. I thought they were going to be really good. They were really underrated, but they just couldn't get it done. And then Fernando Mendoza and Jaden Ott are gone. That's the 2 best players on your team by far have left. It's not looking good for Cal. Let's make sure I got everybody. Let's see here. Let's see. Wow, is there any team? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yep. And then there's 17 teams in the ACC. It's an odd number because Notre Dame won't join the conference. But, yeah, ACC predictions. Sorry that was a quicker one. I'm limited on time. Try to get this out as fast as possible since my plan was to edit it today, but instead I had to re-record it today, so that was cool. Or, I mean, I say edit. I have to upload it. I have to trim the first part and the second part, and then I have to make the thumbnail and stuff and upload it to YouTube, which can take a really long time because of how long these videos are. So, considering I fricked up with South Carolina, that was oopsie. That was an oopsie by me. So, yeah, that's my ACC predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments. So like and subscribe. Always helps. That's all for me. Adios.